I got my head to my side because I'm married. If you look at my Instagram page, I have two other personalities that talk at me. Also have it on YouTube. I don't know if I hit myself pretty good, so I'm gonna like make sure that I can do this in a way that I can talk about it. Ever since I left Texas and went to Los Angeles, I was homeless at the age of 18 and walked the streets of Hollywood with just a acoustic Spanish guitar, street perform at the time. One day I was walking towards La Brea in Hollywood when this guy was sitting down drinking Coors and by this white tall building. I said, "Hey, you drink Coors?" He said, "Yeah, I got extra if you want one." I said, "Sure." I said, "What's your name?" He goes, "Paul." I said, "What's your last name?" "Walker." I said, "Well, like Walker, the Texas Rangers." "Oh, wow, that's something." I said, "So what do you do? What you out here for?" He goes, "I do acting." I said, "Wow, you look like you had that Tom Cruise kind of look." He asked me what I did. I said, "I do music. I do especially street performance, sing." Told him that I was adopted. Don't know too much of my past because it's hard to remember certain things. Then this guy Troll came and talked. He had this nose ring, was like a punk rocker, I guess. I don't know, but he drew like pictures of a bat. Next time, I was basically I left Hollywood and went straight travel back to Houston, but then found myself in Chicago. So got with this girl by the name of Angela, and we supposedly she had kids, making seem she gave birth to two boys and made them seem like they were my boys, but then those boys got taken for the foster care because of the situation that happened in Burbank. But this is not a story about her. This is a story about Paul Walker. 2008, I think it was. I found that my ex-girlfriend was in the psych ward. I thought we were married, but she could have been my ex-wife. So I went to go visit her in San Francisco. One day I was walking Haight Street, went straight to the Golden Gate Park, and that's where I met Paul, this girl. He was playing guitar, I was playing guitar. We went to McDonald's and ate some food, and so all of a sudden, Paul introduced me a McDouble with a chicken on the bottom. I forgot what they call it. So all of a sudden, I moved and got put up in jail because I had to serve something that happened with a domestic dispute with Angela, and was expedited back from San Francisco to LA. And so I found out that Angela was in McCusker because they transferred her from San Francisco to Long Beach. She stayed at this place, McCusker. And so all of a sudden, she gets out, and for some reason, I was walking around, couldn't find her because when she got out, I couldn't find her. I guess she was a prostitute. That's what they told me. That's why she was picked up for. She was a So I was walking down the street with my guitar, and that's when I saw Paul. And Paul basically invited me to his house, to his apartment. Well, we talked about me staying at Paul. So when Angela basically got to the house, because I stayed at Paul's house, he tells me I can't stay there because she got restrained for. And so I left. Well, went straight back to Chicago. Then 2013 might have been when I remember. I came back to Hollywood, was kind of street performing when I was walking with this guy and had my guitar, and Paul pulls up with a red Porsche Camaro and says Myrick, and I didn't recognize him at all. I didn't know it was Paul. I forgot his name because it was years. I said, "Who are you?" He goes, "I'm Paul." I said, "I don't really recognize you." He goes, "Yeah, you do." I said, "No, I don't, because I don't remember." And he's like, "Well, why don't you get in the car?" I said, "Okay, well, give me a minute." So this guy comes that was walking on the side of me, says, let me hold your guitar. And because if you don't know this guy, since we're gonna go record at my studio, it's a possibility let me hold your guitar. So I let him get the guitar, and so I got in the car with Paul. And so when I went straight up and left the house, well, to the car. It turns out we went straight, driving south on 5, and stopped at a liquor store. And he said, "What do you want to drink?" I said, "Something." He goes, "Something alcohol." I said, "Whatever you feel." He said, "What's a good drink to you?" I said, "Maybe Crown Royal." So when we got in the car, he said, "Where would you rather go to? Would you rather want to go to Disney?" I said, "No, I think Disney's okay, but I think Six Flags is better." So he drives me north, and he asked me about my girl. I said she might be cheating on me. But then he says, "Well, I think that's something that my girl might be cheating on me." And I was like, "Wow." So I remember he told me that he said when we get to the Six Flags, we're gonna ditch the Porsche. I said, "Why?" Because I took the Porsche without asking. It was in the showcase. I said, "Wow, that's something." And so when we were driving down to go straight to Magic Mountain, he also asked me, "Do I take LSD?" I said, "No, I don't take LSD." He says, "I take LSD." I said, "Who gives it to you?" He didn't. I remember the name he said, but the man, he said, "I'm gonna put the car on cruise control." I said, "Okay, well, I'm going to sleep because I'm a little tipsy." And the minute I woke up is when I see the cars going straight toward the light pole. I turned, saw Paul's eyes closed. I said, "Paul, Paul, Paul." No response. So I grabbed his wrist, his seatbelt, buckled the seatbelt, opened the door so quick, and tried to pull him out at me at the same time as the Porsche was going to ram into the light pole. And tossed. Once my body kind of flipped, I got up, and I just didn't remember his name after that. I didn't remember where I was at. I just was almost ready to pass out, but then I almost couldn't because I saw the Porsche on by, so I walked, and this guy with a black truck comes up and says, "You was in that ride. That was a celebrity." I said, "I don't remember. I just don't know," because I was so in shock. So he said, "Just don't say nothing. Just get in the truck, and I'll bring you somewhere." And so all I could think is bring me back to Hollywood Boulevard. And so years passed, and the wreck went straight black out in my head to where I couldn't remember it until about a year back. That's when I started remembering. I can't believe that I was in the car with Paul Walker. He was driving. And to me, it's something that life is so very unexpected. I lost my dad when I was 13, so I know the unexpected things. I've been in a car wreck before when I was 4 years old, and the Lincoln Town Car's cruise control would not turn off. So I was 4 years old when I got thrown through the windshield of a Lincoln Town car. Met Tyra Banks as a little girl that she witnessed me as a child get thrown out the windshield. So only thing that Paul didn't know, because I suffered memory loss, is I related to Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan through a political affair. And have really just looking at the fact that life is just, it has its moments. And so I do miss Paul. I had fun with Paul when I was around him. It was an unexpected twist of events that happened that day. And so I think Omar might be another person. I think that guy who picked me up, his name was Omar. And so I don't know if this information ever get it out to anybody, but I'm gonna shut this off. My phone got so crashed, so there's a little situation about it. Is I was trying to record, so I had to press record because some of my stuff is full. And I sometimes play back Need for Speed. Sometimes think about Paul, and Paul was a fun person. I was shocked that he told me he took LSD. years back, I received the Texas Ranger when I was badge when I was 18. I was brought back home as a runaway or kicked out kid when this Texas Ranger told me to take an oath. He sent me the badge, but my adopted mother took the badge. I left it sitting at the house in Branch, Louisiana at the age of 18. Went straight traveling, so. But my dad, I put it this way: when I was adopted, my mom got hit off the road, and I was pushing foster care Diana Kai, and basically adopted me out to Thomas Selma, and she went straight met Prince Charles and became Princess Diana. I got a big story, but Paul did not know that I'm Richard Nixon and Marilyn Monroe's grandson. Neither did I when I knew him. But a portion of it, it gets to me. I feel sorry for the Walker family. I think if Paul didn't take LSD before meeting me, because I didn't know he took LSD. I thought he was talking everything good at first, but then at that moment that I went to sleep, it seemed like something wasn't right after going straight north on 5 to Magic Mountain. Uh, Telling me he wants to ditch the Porsche and all this stuff. I kind of wonder why Vin Diesel always says Pablo. Is it Paul taking blow? Is that why you say that? And sometimes I feel like is it the whole point of Too Fast and Furious was to test a white boy around a bald-headed Latino, which I know, and a black person like Tyrese. I met Tyrese and I met Vin. Also met Jason Statham. And Statham, hey, everybody's chasing their dreams. This is Los Angeles. So for all you people that do street racing, be responsible and make sure that you notify law enforcement before you do what you're doing. And this being, I do miss Paul. I try to save him. To me, it was like I feel Paul's got a little bit of likeness like Chris Hemsworth, but depends. I mean, and I just don't know too much of the extensive relationship that Paul had with women, and sometimes I feel that maybe certain people's ego, like Dwayne Johnson's ego, might have knocked him to the side. And he probably thought that he was going to lose his spotlight at Fast and Furious or something. Depends, because when you bring new actors like Dwayne Johnson, uh, Jason Statham, I don't know if that was competitive to understand. The first Fast and Furious was about Paul Walker trying to impress the two. And all because they thought he was a po-po and he had to keep a secret of it. But that's acting. That's a movie. Entertainment has its ways. Just the other day, Screech passed away. So the guy who played Screech, and I remember they said that Sean Connery passed away. I remember meeting Sean Connery as a child one night at my dad's house in Lafayette, Louisiana. I woke up getting a glass of water. He was sitting on the couch. But the main point is, yes, I was in the wreck with Paul and tried to save him and the survivor of the wreck. That's why my teeth went down. Because my hand went straight and it broke the other side wisdom too. So I felt like I had to get some surgery done to remove the broken wisdom teeth. Sometimes it feels like my jaw just goes pop. So, finish with this conversation. Good day. Finish with